Wow, seeing that video almost makes me want to get in and start training again. Not quite, though, not quite. First, congrats to Dom, Jen, Tiffany, and Carl. Feels pretty good to be included in a group like this. Thank you to the Harvard Varsity Club for the honor of induction, especially to Jess Perillo, who's been keeping us on track behind the scenes over the last few months. And of course, thank you to my crew here tonight. Perfectly situated right next to the bar, so I hope they'll be nice and loud. I'm especially grateful to my wife, Sarah, who, despite a total lack of sleep over the last 6 weeks, we have a newborn little boy, has really endeavored to make sure I can enjoy this weekend. And I do want to give a shout out to my 3-year-old son, Will, and my 5-year-old godson, Mason, who are both sacrificing their personal bedtime records so they could be with us this evening. It's been a really unique opportunity to reflect on my swimming career all these years later. And the further away it gets, the more surprising it is to me that I achieved what I did. As my teammates like to kindly point out, I never really looked the part. I was probably the shortest guy on the team. My stomach often resembled a keg more than a six-pack, and I don't have a fast twitch muscle in my body. As Tim alluded to, I was pretty competitive. I worked very hard, although we had lots of guys with those qualities on our team. What I'd say now is I may have had a rational self-confidence in my own abilities at the time, so maybe that was part of it. But what was clearly a huge part for me, and I was very fortunate, is that I had in abundance all the external ingredients you could ask for in order to be successful. You know, great family support, role models throughout my career, great coaching, and awesome teammates. And it's nice to be able to say thank you to them directly, some of them especially this evening. So first off, thank you to my coaches who were so instrumental in my development, both as a person and as an athlete, including Tim Murphy and Kevin Tyrell, who are both here this evening. As Tim alluded to in the video, our relation, and I mentioned in my essay, our relationship goes well beyond Harvard. He was my club coach growing up, and I would not have achieved anywhere near what I did if he hadn't been my coach. When he first got a hold of me as a freshman in high school, I was probably an above average swimmer for the state of Connecticut. So and things took off from there. I do have one quick story I'd like to tell about how Tim and I first met. So Tim was my club coach at the local Wilton YMCA, and my mom signed me up for the swim team when I was 8 years old. And Tim mostly coached the older kids, but he was putting on a week-long technique swim camp. And so my mom signed me up. I didn't really know what I was getting in for. I went to the camp the first day. I don't remember what happened. I know there was maybe some yelling, or I was a pretty sensitive kid, so I know I went home crying. Second day, went back. Again, don't know what happened. No, I went home crying. So after the second day, I went to my mom and said, I'm not going back. And she said, well, why don't you just finish the week, and I'll make a deal. I promise you, if you finish the week of this clinic, you never have to swim for Tim again the rest of your life. So I shook on that deal, but I'm glad it didn't follow through. Speaking of which, thank you to my parents, Dan and Julie, who are here tonight. They were really perfect parents for an athlete and swimmer in every sense, offering unwavering love and support, never venturing into coaching or putting pressure on performance or anything like that. Drove me all the swimmer morning practice at 4:45 in the morning during the week in high school and went to all my meets. So every kid and athlete should be so lucky. And third, thank you to my teammates. I was very fortunate in both high school and college to have teammates who really cared about each other and really pushed each other. Really, really tough guys who I admire so much, especially the guys who kept grinding even when they didn't necessarily get the results they were looking for in the same way that I did. The swim season can be pretty long, intense. Training is pretty grueling, and you have lots of opportunities to see people both at their best and at their worst. And then at the end of that season, that's so long, It's either all comes together in the blink of a race or two, or maybe it doesn't. But having gone through those ups and downs together just creates a really special bond with my teammates and the generations of Harvard swimmers, both before and after me. I just feel like I know these guys in a way that isn't replicated elsewhere in life. So, the relationships that I know I'll always be able to rely on, the team I'll always feel really intimately a part of, no matter how far away I get. That's really the gift that, for me, Harvard Swimming has given me, and that I know it's going to continue to give me and be part of my life throughout my life. So the guys that are here, Kurna, Rasan, Cole, Corey, John, Alex, Waters, Derek, Tim, I hope I got everybody over there. Thank you. It was really an honor and a pleasure. I look forward to telling some tales over a beverage later this evening. So on that note, I think my time's about up. Thank you for listening. Congrats again to all the inductees. It's really a special honor for me. Thank you.